Tic Tac gun. So recently I've been making a lot of simple, easy, and quick projects that are still cool, but not the most interesting. So today I'm going to make a more interesting and complex build, and so please watch it carefully all the way through, maybe try it out, and most importantly, tell me what you think of this kind of level of difficulty, as I have lots more planned for the future if you guys like it. So let's get started on how to make your own Tic Tac gun. So for this project, you're going to need a few things that can be found around your house. Left to right, you're going to need some wire cutters, a thick elastic, empty hot glue gun, or a full one that you want to waste, a highlighter, a mechanical pencil, and just a ballpoint pen. Broken is fine. A little jar of Tic Tacs, full preferably. You're going to need a large alligator or binder clip, a medium one, and two small ones. Lastly, you're going to need some tape, a knife, and a pair of scissors. First, you're going to want to disassemble your pencil and pen. So to do so, just simply pull out the back of the mechanical pencil, and you're going to want to keep the plunger, but you don't need the housing. Throw him away. And then, ballpoint pen, simply take out the ink, and you will not need the ink, and you will need the housing, so put those two objects aside. Next, you're going to want to disassemble your glue gun. To do this, take off the cap, make sure it's all the way out of glue, then remove the twisty part of the back with the push rod, and then, using the ink from the pen you took apart before, you can push the rest of the glue out, like that. So basically you're just left with a tube. The last thing we will be dismantling today is the highlighter, of course. So to do this, just like all the other things, all you have to do is keep the tube. So take off the cap, take off the end, and take out the ink, of course, and make sure it's all discarded. You only have to keep the tube. I'll do that off camera and put it aside for later. Quick summary, in case you forgot, we've got the tube of a glue stick, the body of a highlighter, the body of a ballpoint pen, and the plunger from a mechanical pencil. Now, to start the actual construction, take your knife and your highlighter tube, and simply what you want to do is increase the inner diameter of the smaller end of your highlighter tube by going like this with your knife. And basically your objective is to make it so your plunger from your mechanical pencil will fit inside like that until it goes into the very end without any friction. So keep doing that. You might have to cut it back with your scissors, and I'll show you when mine's done. Alright, very sorry, but we actually needed a highlighter like this, around the size of a marker, and then again this will go in the barrel like that. So next step, take your electrical tape, wrap it around this much of the highlighter so that the glue stick will fit over it just like that, nice and snug. Next, cut your elastic in half, and then you're going to want to place it over the narrow end of your glue stick like this, and leave about ½ inch of slack, but not more, like on this end here. And then over here, simply place those kind of on the inside if you have to, like, loop them around. But using electrical tape, tape them just like that. This will be your firing mechanism. Assemble the two parts, your tube and your firing mechanism, just like so. It should be a tight squeeze so it doesn't come back on. Just like that until the end of the highlighter pushes against the elastic. Then by moving the elastic out of the way, you can place your inside of your mechanical pencil, just like that. Wrap the elastic over, pull it back like this, and add some tape. Now to build the handle of your Tic Tac gun, get your medium clip, and then using your wire cutters, simply cut the 4 corners to remove the 2 silver pieces. Here's the trigger assembly made. I did it off camera because it was too hard to film and build at the same time. So I got those things we cut off from the alligator clip upside down on the Tic Tac box, which must be upside down so you can access the lid from the bottom of what will be your handle. And then I got my housing for my pen and just stuck it up through the clips like you see here. Last step will be using your clips to finish the assembly, and pay close attention because it is the most important and fun step. So first, put a small alligator clip right there on the bottom of your pen housing, and by squeezing the silver handles and wiggling them around a bit, you can actually take them out. So take out the small silver handles for the small alligator clip, and then on the shooting portion of it, pull out the plunger with elastic. Again, squeeze it directly on top, just like this, so it will be parallel to the one on the bottom, like so. And by squeezing and pulling, you can remove, sorry it's hard to see, the 2, just like that. Then, using your big one, which mine happens to be pink, but nonetheless, place it over top of the big glue stick and on top of those 2 metal pegs you set up before. And then, it's really hard to do this and film at the same time, pull them down like this, and I'll do it off camera, and then you're going to want to tape them in place and make sure this small clip is aligned with this small clip, just like that. So essentially all I did there was tape the alligator clip to the bottom of the Tic Tac box. Opens from there. There's a Tic Tac right there, I'll use in a sec. And then I actually had to put a little piece of the pen that I cut apart in between the 2, because what you don't want is any friction between the pen and the top of the alligator clip. You want to slide back and forth nicely. So as you can see, if you haven't figured it out yet, I made a trigger mechanism just like that. So to fire, get your Tic Tac from the bottom of the handle, I guess you could call it, put it in the barrel, pull back the trigger like this, make sure your Tic Tac is in the barrel, and then by quickly letting go of the trigger, it pushes the plunger forward. And I've made faster ones than this. To make it faster, use as strong as elastic as possible, and make sure there's no friction between this guy and this guy or the plunger and the inside of the barrel. Just make sure they run nicely back and forth.